Hello and welcome to Bloomberg Quint. We have with us Revenue Secretary Mr. Hasmukh Adia. Mr. Adia, thank you so much for speaking to Bloomberg Quint. So the current year has been called a year of landmark reforms. We've seen GST, demonetization. So what reforms can we expect in the coming year, in the next year, as far as reforms can we expect in the coming year as far as taxes are concerned?
Well, I think we have done enough of big bang reforms. Now what we need to do is to consolidate these reforms. The benefit of demonetization has to be garnered now in the next year. So we have to expand the tax net with the help of all the data that we have. We have to see to it that our revenues increase out of it. And as far as GST is concerned, the biggest task is to now actually start rolling it out. So we hope that we'll roll it out on 1st of July and we'll be able to get some better revenues and also hassle-free revenue from trade and industry. So we do hope that trade and industry will benefit, the state governments will benefit in terms of more revenue, and the center will also benefit.
Okay. And so the finance minister has also said that the reduction in personal income tax rate for the 2.5 and 5 lakh income slab will increase compliance. So how many assessees do you target and expect will come under the tax net because of this move?
Well, we don't have a particular number, but he made an appeal to the people that every citizen should contribute to the national exchequer. We are all taking benefit of so many facilities given by government, the roads, the other infrastructure facility. So each citizen should contribute. So he has made an appeal, hopefully, because it's not such a big cost. 5% is a very small amount. So
how much will
hopefully
the government
many people will join. We can't put a number to it already. 1.95 crore people are in this tax bracket.
Okay.
Those who are being benefited
those who basically file the returns.
Yeah, those who file the return and those who are showing income between 2.5 lakh to 5 lakh. Okay. Now, this number may go up significantly, we don't know.
Okay. And so the FM has also said that every taxpayer would get a tax deduction of 12,500 rupees.
It's not a new incentive because we are reducing this tax in the lower bracket from 10% to 5%. The benefit of this is also available to the subsequent people in the slab. So every taxpayer above 5 lakhs also will get a uniform benefit of 12,500 rupees because of this very concession which is given, lowering of 10% to 5% because of the same concession.
So there won't be an additional cost associated to it?
No, it is included in the estimate of 15,500 crore, which will be the tax loss on account of this concession which is given.
Okay, and so the government has also said that has earlier said that the government would reduce the corporate income tax rate to 25%. You've also done that for 96% of the assessees who file returns. So, but this do not include the big corporate houses. So, when will these big corporate houses get the benefit in terms of tax?
Well, the question is that we will do it eventually, gradually, but right now, what is our priority? The priority is to make our MSME strong so that if they are more viable, they can hire more people and more employment can be generated. Now, 96% of the companies are being covered in this tax concession. Secondly, our worry should be that Indian tax rates are not globally competitive. Some people say that other countries like China have got 25%, so we should also make it 25%. But for the new companies who are willing to invest, last year itself, we had announced that any new company coming in manufacturing sector will straight away get a rate of 25%. That was an announcement made last year. So the new investment is free to come at the new rate. It's only the existing companies which are paying tax, which in any case are availing of a lot of exemptions. And so the effective rate of big companies, as was shown in the FM speech, is 25%, vis-a-vis that of MSME being 30%. So there was a greater need to address the issue of viability of MSME from the taxation point of view. So that has been addressed. The bigger companies are already taking a lot of exemptions. So their effective rate of taxation is 25% already. But eventually we would like to reduce as much as possible in the future also.
Okay.
It's a gradual process.
Okay, but he had said that it will be done in 5 years.
No, that he had done, he had announced that over a period of 4 to 5 years, he said we will reduce it.
Okay.
So we have still got 3 more years to go.
And sir, what kind of dividend can we expect from the demonetization exercise? You've got a lot of data of suspicious deposits. You are using IT department's data analytics tools. So what is the way forward? What can we expect in terms of dividend that the government will get?
Right now, only the first set of information is put in the people's own account. We have told 18 lakh taxpayers through their e-filing account that this is the information we have about you, and please tell us where did you get this income from, because it is not primarily matching with their sources of income. And that's why this 18 lakh data which has gone into the e-filing website of everyone, that is what will help us in finding out some kind of a tax evasion. It will also improve our revenues, hopefully, and also it will expand the tax net, because some of them, this is only the first phase. In the second phase and the third phase and the fourth phase, we'll put some more information. But as and when we do more data analytics, more detailed data analytics, we'll come to know about the kind of evasion which people have done, and that would be informed to the people. But we don't want to harass anybody by sending an inspector or by sending a notice physically. We want everything to happen online, and we do expect that people will cooperate. The first set of data which was put in the public domain yesterday, not in public domain but in the private domain of individual accounts, yesterday through Operation Clean Money, we expect people to reply to it within 10 days. And we really want to go in a time-bound manner, and we want to finish this job of finding out who are the people who are actually evading.
Okay. And so you've taken a lot of steps to curb black money from the economy, and recently you've launched Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana, which would end on March 31st. So how many assessees have actually availed the scheme? If you
we don't want to give any numbers now. We will only announce when the scheme is closed.
So the previous year's budget also had a tax dispute resolution scheme, which ended yesterday. So what we have learned is, as on January 15, some assessees with 1200 crore of tax disputes have actually availed the scheme. But if you look at the pending disputes at the CIT appeals level, they were around 5.4 lakh crore. So there's still a lot that needs to be taken care of. So are you planning such more initiatives in the coming year, and will this also cover disputes that are at the ITAT in Income Tax Appellate Tribunal level?
Well, we'll try to. I think we need to do something about our litigation. Litigations are too many, and I would frankly admit that this particular thing also, the response has not been as much as we had expected in the dispute resolution scheme. We would like to analyze the entire data once more. We would like to look at the reasons why the litigation is happening, and we'll try to go into the root of the problem and solve it.
But the large disputes, if you look at it, they're pending at the ITAT and High Court level. So they wouldn't want to avail the scheme, which is looking at.
They're not even eligible. It's only at the Commission Appeal level.
Yeah. So will a scheme be introduced for?
We'll see. We have not yet thought about it. We'll see what best we can do.
Okay, sir. Lastly, sir, what are the challenges that you think that are ahead of you for the next year?
Well, next year's main challenge is going to be implementation of GST. We'll have to give our entire attention to that. And in terms of direct taxes, we have to sort of see to it that in a non-intrusive way, we reach up to the people who are evading taxes and make them pay taxes. So expansion of tax net, expansion of the direct tax revenue, particularly on the individual income tax side, and hassle-free administration of tax by the direct tax department as well as indirect tax department. This is what we are trying to implement in the next year.
How hopeful are you that GST would be implemented from July 1?
100%. We are confident. We have done enough to make GST a success. As soon as the constitutional amendment bill was passed, we held a press conference and I gave all the detail. And so far we are quite on track. Only thing is because of the demand from trade and industry also, they said we need some more time to prepare ourselves. And we also didn't want to rush into making of law in a hurried way, because once the GST Council approves the GST law, it is so difficult to change it, because then Parliament and 31 states have to pass it. Now, if you have to change even a comma, full stop, all these legislatures will have to again pass it. So it's going to be a challenge. That's why we want to take a little more time, but we want to be sure about the law. Nothing in the law should be such which will create problems for us.
Okay. And sir, also one more key thing that is remaining at that the key issue pending at the GST Council is setting up of rates for each of the commodities.
Yeah, that will happen. It is the last thing which can happen. First
so
priority is that we want to finish the law and the rules so that everybody is certain about what is in for them. And then they can start adjusting their business strategy, their operational management, their IT software as per the law and the rules. The rates can be decided even in the last week of
Don't you think
GST
there will be a conflict between states and the center? If
there will be no conflict. We have had no whatever conflict points are there, we have tried to solve it. In every single meeting, we have moved forward, and so in the determination of rate also, the broad formula is already agreed. Now there is no question of anybody widely disagreeing. The broad formula is that existing VAT plus excise burden or existing VAT plus service tax burden will be equal to GST rate. Closest to that will be the GST rate. 4 slabs are already decided. So if you are having a combined tax incidence of 6%, you will fit into 5% slab. If you are having a combined incidence of 13% or 11%, you will fall into 12%. Like that. It is a mechanical exercise of fixing it.
Okay. And sir, in light of demonetization, a lot of states have asked for more compensation because they think that the loss that they'll incur will be much more than what was earlier expected. So, will the center have to resort to market borrowings if the
the mechanism of compensation is also decided by GST Council, and compensation has to come out of the commodity taxation. It has to come out of GST itself. So it has already been worked out that in the GST we will put cess on certain commodities, and some of those cess items are in Government of India's domain now. We have decided to surrender it in favor of the compensation kitty, and that kitty will then take care of the compensation requirement. If there is a need to enhance it, then it can also be done. The GST Council can itself ask Government of India to borrow on its behalf, and then which can be made good by extending the cess to the 6th year.
Okay, so there's a
Instead
possibility
of 5 years, we can take 1 more year of cess.
Okay.
Like that also.
And then it will be phased out slowly?
Yeah, so there will not be any liability outside the GST for Government of India.
Okay. And lastly, sir, the service tax employees have, service tax officers have raised the concern that they would lose out on jobs, and you had assured them that nothing of such kind would happen in a recent speech. So what is being actually done to assure that they won't?
We have already assured everybody that nobody will lose their job. No question of losing job. Not only no question of losing job, no question of their promotional positions being reduced. So that is an assurance we have given. Now, I also have a hunch feeling that everybody will have more work than what they are doing now under GST. So the work will not be, short in supply. The work will be enough for everyone. Work will be adequate for everyone. And so our officers would definitely, they may have apprehensions, fears, but these are ill-founded. And we hope that they understand that GST is better for the country and it is also better for them.
Okay. Thank you so much for speaking to Bloomberg Quint, sir. Thank you so much for your time.